YouTube just launched a brand new feature called Creator Partnerships that allow you to access brand deals inside your YouTube dashboard. So I decided to test it out and I unlocked a $2,500 brand deal right inside my YouTube studio. I didn't pitch a single brand. I didn't send any cold emails. The system surfaced this deal to me because of how my channel is set up. Now, YouTube claims that this is the future of brand deals, but I wasn't sure how it would work. So I decided to test it out just to see what happens. And there was one detail in the contract I almost glossed over, and it changed the math completely.
To help drive more collaborations between creators and brands, we're bringing together our creator and advertiser tools under one umbrella called YouTube Creator Partnerships.
Now, the Creator Partnerships feature used to be called Brand Connect. It's now called Creator Partnerships, and it lives inside your YouTube studio under the Earn tab. You need to be in the YouTube Partner Program to have access to it, and you need to be in an eligible country, although it will roll out to more countries. The way that it works is that brands run campaigns through Google Ads, and Gemini, which is Google's AI, matches them to creators automatically. And so the brand lands the deal in your YouTube dashboard. So there's no middleman, there's no agency, there's no cold outreach. So on the surface, it seems pretty straightforward, right? Now, one thing I want to flag before anything else, this brand deal offer only showed up on my phone. It actually didn't show up on my desktop. Now, I don't know if that's because this was a short form campaign for a YouTube short, or if there's a glitch inside how Creator Partnerships is working. But if I hadn't been in my studio app, I would have missed it. So if you have this feature enabled, check on your mobile phone for these brand deals as well. So the brand deal was from a company focused on AI workflows, and they offered $2,500 for a YouTube Shorts video under 60 seconds. Now, they didn't actually want me to publish this video on my channel. They wanted it as an unlisted video. They wanted me to create it so that they could run it as a paid ad for their brand. Now, their brief was very detailed. It had specific examples, exact production specs, and a very clear structure for what they wanted. But they also wanted me to find my own unique angle based on who I am and the work that I do. So it wasn't just like, here's the script and just read it like an ad. It was use our product, figure out how it fits into your workflow, and make it feel real. So I actually had to do a bit of thinking. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. I don't normally do one-off brand deals because mine are usually like long-term contracts with a brand that I love and recommend. But this was not a typical brand integration, and I didn't need to love or recommend the product because it was going to be an ad. So essentially, I'd be acting like a UGC creator for their ad creative. Now, I'd never done anything like this before, so I wanted to experiment and see what happens if I say yes. The first question I asked myself was, is this actually a good idea? Like, should creators be taking deals like this? And what does the whole process actually look like from the inside? So I started with the math. I was like, okay, they're offering $2,500. How long is this actually going to take me to create, right? So I installed their software, and within 30 minutes, I had figured out a genuine use case for my own workflow. So that was actually the easy part because it made a lot of sense to me immediately how I could use their product and integrate it. Then the next thing I did was to write the script. Now, writing something under 60 seconds is sometimes harder than creating a long form video because brevity is harder because you have to fit everything into a much smaller window. But it was pretty straightforward because I just followed the brief structure, which was introduce myself, show how I'm using the software, and then sign off. So another 10 to 20 minutes went into scripting. Then I needed to film this. Because this was an ad and not my normal talking head videos, I used a teleprompter. Now, I'm experienced enough to know how to add personality even while reading from a teleprompter. And since this was an ad, I needed to be dead on point. No rambling whatsoever. So filming took me maybe another 30 minutes once I was ready. And then I handed the short video to my video editor husband, who edits all of my videos on this channel, and asked him how long it would take him to edit this. And he spent about 4 hours on editing. He added B-roll, he made it more dynamic, and he made sure that we hit every single production spec that the brand had asked for. So all in all, it took me roughly around 5 hours from decision to a complete unlisted video uploaded to YouTube, which is what the brand had asked for. So for $2,500, that math felt fine, right? But was it? There is actually a catch in that. Okay, I forgot to add this into the video, so I'm just adding it as an insert here, is that one of the reasons the math was working out initially for me was that $2,500 for a brand deal seemed okay because for 5 hours of work that I put in, that would be about $500 an hour. And my normal rates for like a 1 hour consultancy strategy session is $555. So that was the math that I was doing in my head. I'm like, okay, for 1 hour of work where I'm charging $555, now this turned out to be about the same $500 per hour. So that's how the math was in my head before what happened next in the video. Now let's pause here for a sec. I want to know how much you charge for a one-off video for a brand. Like, what would be your ideal amount? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to walk you through why I think my channel received this offer, because I think this is the part that's actually the most useful for you. First off, I do software reviews on this channel. So my channel has a lot of tutorials and product walkthroughs. So there was a category match because this was a SaaS product. Second, my audience is B2B, business owners, brand owners, online entrepreneurs, not hobbyists or entertainment viewers. So when a brand is running an ad, they want people who are likely to buy. And in this case specifically, they wanted SaaS buyers, software as a service buyers, people who actually purchase software. And my audience does that. Third, when I set up my creator partnerships profile, YouTube asks you what you would charge for a long form video and for a short form video. So you can set your rates. So I had listed $2,500 for a long form video. And even though this was a short form campaign, and my rate was lower for that, but I think I happened to hit the pricing threshold that this brand was willing to pay. Now, there's also something happening on the brand side that most creators might not think about. This matching between brands and creators is largely automated. The brand is probably running a Google Ads campaign with Gemini, which is Google's AI, doing the creator matching based on demographic and audience profile that they're targeting. So when they use my video as an ad, they're using my audience to build a lookalike audience for them. So they're trying to find more people who look like my viewers to show the ad to. But there is a major catch. Inside the contract, the brand asked for 6 months of usage rights. Now, when I work with a brand directly one-to-one, I price the creative asset, which is the video, and the usage rights as two completely separate things. The creative fee that I charge is for my time, the concept, the ideation, the filming, the script, the delivery, right? Usage rights are different. That's the brand's ability to run paid ads using the content that I created for a defined period of time. And 6 months of running ads on something that I made, that's a separate value. That is a separate line item charge. Now, when you're working through creator partnerships, the brand sets the price and you accept or decline. That's it. In this case, there was no negotiation tab for me. There was no separate line item for usage rights. I either accept the $2,500, which covered everything, the creative and the 6 months of ad usage bundled into this one flat number, or I say no. So while I was getting paid for my upfront time, I wasn't getting paid the way I would have if I wanted to do this normally for 6 months of usage rights. And that's the nuance. That's what I almost missed. And that's what I want you to think about before you say yes to any one of these. Now, to be absolutely fair, if you click this button inside YouTube that says setting a rate, YouTube does warn you that you should A, think about the costs you spend creating the videos, and B, we recommend setting rates to include 6 months of content reuse. So they do tell you that, which I completely missed in the beginning. So if I were to do this again properly, I definitely set my rates higher to include 6 months of usage rights. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and submit the ad because I just wanted to see this experiment through and see if it worked and what actually happens if I submit it. So I wanted to see the entire mechanism from start to finish. And I submitted the final video a few days before the deadline, which I actually recommend doing because the moment you submit, Google first runs an ad compliance check. So your video has to actually pass all of Google's advertising policies before the brand can even see it. So only then does it land in front of the brand for review. So today is 2nd June. I opened my YouTube Studio app this morning on my phone, and I was genuinely a little bit shocked because the ad has over 700 views, and they're all coming from YouTube advertising, which means the brand didn't just accept my video, they're actively running it as a live ad right now. But here's the thing, the status in my dashboard still says pending. They haven't formally changed the status. They haven't released the payout. And I'm sitting here like, wait, are they just going to run this ad and not pay me? Like, are they going to benefit from this and just ghost me? Is this a scam? I'll be honest, I was a little freaked out when I saw that. So I went to Gemini and I asked, what's the deal? Like, why is this happening? And it told me there's no way the brand can legally not pay me if they're already running that ad, and that they're contractually obligated through the platform, and that sometimes the approval and payout might lag 24 to 48 hours behind the actual spend, which I find a little weird, and I don't know if that's accurate, but I hope that it is, but I can't confirm it for you just yet. Now, I normally work with brands on long-term contracts, and if you'd like to know how I find brands and I work with them, I've detailed it all inside my Brand Deals workshop, which I'll link to down below. Now, one of my clients used my Brand Deals workshop to get a brand deal worth over $22,000 with just 3,000 subscribers. You can go and watch my Brand Deals workshop from the link here down below. And stay tuned for part 2 of this video to see if the Creator Partnerships tab actually works, if the brand eventually pays me and how long that takes, and how you can set up a channel to work with brands. And I'll see you in the next video.